Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. In an earlier tutorial I showed you how to make this landscape card. So after the tutorial I had this piece that I'd sponged and shown you how to stamp it to make it look more like a 3D, and I thought instead of making it into another exactly the same card as this, I would do something a little different. So what I did was I cut up the landscape banner, which I'll call the banner. It's the long piece going along here that I've sponged and then stamped with Lovely as a Tree stamp set. So what I went ahead and did, using the Stitched Shaped Framelits, I went ahead and cut out from that long piece of sponged and stamped image that I showed you. I went ahead and cut it out, and using dimensionals and the shape stitch framelits, I've popped them onto the different shapes that you can see there. I also have cut out some circles which I'm going to adhere on top of each other for some more dimension on my card, and that is the circles from the Stitched Shaped Framelits. I'll just show you, these are the Stitched Shaped Framelits. So you get it in square, oval and circle, and I really love them. I love the effect it shows you. So to start with our card today, I've just got a piece of Pool Party, and it measures 11 inches by 4¼ inches wide, and then scored it at 5½ inches. And then I've already, get it the right way, opening that way for you, I've already stamped an image on pink Pirouette cardstock from Lovely as a Tree stamp set, and that is stamped in always artichoke. So then what I did was I cut a piece of, what colour is that? Pear Pizzazz, sorry. I cut a piece of Pear Pizzazz and I embossed that with the Woodlands embossing folder. Okay. And then I cut a piece of this beautiful new Pool Party ribbon that is going to be available in Australia from the 4th of January 2017. And I'm just going to adhere that onto there. How I did this little, what I call a false bow, is very easy. I can show you how to do that later. I'm sure I've shown you many times. I've already put a piece of Terran tape on the back, which I'll just take off. And that's what my ribbon's going to stick to, because I always, as you know, if you watch my tutorials, I don't put adhesive under the ribbon when on the front of my card. I always do it on, put the adhesive on the back. So I think I want it to be about there. And then that's just going to adhere to the back. Just make sure it's straight. So that makes it look quite effective. Now I'll just grab my scissors and I'll just quickly show you. I'm sure you know how to do a false bow. But all it is you thread that under, because we don't have adhesive under there, and then we just fold it. I just let it go where it wants to go. And then I just trim it off, like how I've trimmed this one off. So I'll just take that off. Okay, so then I'm going to take some of my mini glue dots. I most probably only need one, and I'm just going to place that under the knot, like that, under the knot there. I am tempted to just pop another one under there, like that. So you've got that. Okay, so then what we want to do is we just want to adhere that onto the base of our card. Now, because I've got ribbon across the bottom there, I'm going to put some tear and tape, because I find that the snail or any of the liquid glue just doesn't adhere to the ribbon very well. So we'll just take that off, and I find you press it down and then just try and get your tweezers under there. It comes off a lot quicker for you. Now I just want some snail along the sides, along the top, and I might even just put a couple, because seeing it's an embossed, so make sure I've got it the right way. And I'm just eyeballing that, hoping that I'm going to be straight. Like that. And I'll just press that down there. So that looks quite effective with the emboss. Now I'm going to take my larger piece of the piece that I've sponged and stamped, and then I've put it on, I've adhered it to the blue colour with dimensionals, and I'm just going to start layering these pieces that I've already cut out onto my card. So it just adds a lot of dimension to your card. But just remember, you just need to put dimensionals under this part before you put it on the stitch shaped framelits. Now I'm going to put this one right up in the corner. Just press that down. Now I'm going to, actually I need to adhere these together. So what I'm going to do is just put a bit of snail. You need it right round the edge, and I'm just going to adhere that to the larger circle. This is what's so good about all the different size circles or squares or ovals that you use. It just adds so much dimension to your card. Then I'm going to pop put that one on there. Normally I would put dimensionals under that one, but I'm thinking I might put the sentiment across there. So just in case I decide to do that, I'm just going to adhere it with snail. So then you've got that effect, which is quite effective, all the layering. So this time I don't want dimensionals under this because it's going to go on my card, and then I'm going to have even more layers on top of this. So then I'll bring my card back in, and I'm just going to bring it down a little bit from the top of the blue. So about there. So you can see the ideal of layering the card, and because this is a false knot, you can slide it up and down, but I've put a glue dot under it. So now I'm going to add this to my card, I think to about there. So we just need a bit more snail on. So I've saved a lot of time by cutting out the shaped stitched framelits and adhering my top panel with dimensionals before coming onto camera. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to layer. I might even pop that one. I need to bring that one down a bit, I think. To about there. So it's going to have that just down to the ribbon. We can always trim the ribbon off later if we want to. So you can see how nice it's looking with the layered effect of all the different stitch shaped framelits. Okay, now I have one left, and I use the oval, and then what on soft sky that is, and then I haven't used dimensionals under this one, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that about there. So I'll have to put some dimensionals down on that side bit there. So we'll just grab some dimensionals, just know where they're going to fit. Because we're going to have to put a little bit of snail. So we're just going to put those there, and grab my tweezers. I just press in the center, and that just about will bring those pieces off for you. So, you know, if you prepare your card before and just place the pieces on your card, and then just decide where you want everything to sit. So I'm just going to put some snail across the top so that that has something to stick to. So I can feel that I've got the dimensionals under there, so it's still sitting up. And then we've got that look. Now I did go ahead and stamp an image from one of the new stamp sets, Dragonfly Dreams. And this one is available in Australia from the 4th of January 2017. And what I did was just stamp To a Wonderful Friend on a piece of pink pirouette, and then I just cut a little, you've seen me do it many times, you just cut down the center and then go from both sides, and that gives you your banner. And then I just got my bone folder and just twisted it a little bit just to give it a bit of dimension, and I'm just going to pop that across there like that. So you just want a little bit of snail on that end, so that's going to go across there, and you could add like a dimension down the other end. Like that. I'll just press that in. So even though we did all that sponging and stamping the other day when I showed you how to do the landscape, this is just another way of cutting up your landscape. So that's just got the little dimensional underneath just so it stays on the card. And just bring you in, and that's the card finished. Okay, so just remember I showed you the other day, that was what we did with all the sponging and then stamping, and then I've gone ahead and cut it all up and made a completely different card. So it just goes to show what you can do. So I hope that you will try that sponging and stamping that I showed you the other day, and then you can also cut it up and make a very nice card with lots of dimension on there. And it just two completely different cards, but using the same techniques of sponging and stamping, but we've just cut it all up and layered it and made a really nice layered card. So thank you for watching today, and until next time, I really look forward to sharing another tutorial with you.